Beth and Duane, it just sort of comes natural that the things they've done as a team. Even though Beth has been out front in some of these other ventures, Duane has been a strong support system, vice versa with Beth's support and Duane's banking ventures. They work together, they do things together. They've been involved in virtually every business and civic enterprise in the city. And so I think it was just natural that you would induct them as a team. They're both very strong people. They're both very supportive of each other. They're both business leaders, both civic leaders, both very strong family people. Each of them had a very successful and outstanding father. Duane, his father in the banking world. Beth's father was a distinguished justice of the Kansas Supreme Court. And then, the important thing is, each was raised by a very strong mother named Dorothy. Duane has been in the banking business for over 30 years. He started out in the marketing department of the bank. He was a visionary in the electronic age. Now we look back today and we think, gee, it's kind of a no-brainer that ATM machines were going to go big, kind of a no-brainer that people might like to do their banking while they grocery shop. But at the time, it was very risky, and it required a good deal of courage and initiative to get it done.
And I actually said to Duane one day, I'm sorry that I walk around the bank like I own it, but you treat me like I do. They made you feel like they were interested in you and they were interested in your problems, and that they were trying to find a way to make you successful, and ancillarily then they would become successful.
I think the real motivation is he's always wanted to be successful. He's had a drive to be successful, and he has been very successful. Basically owns Topeka as far as the bank concerned. I think about 50% of the banking's done there in town. He's done very well. There's a man who's been always looking at what's next, what's the new trend. And one of the big values has always been the community, and that's where they shine. There's no question about it. Nobody can say anything different. I think Beth has been the social leader. She's been the community leader, and she's always helped Duane find his checkbook if that's been necessary. Duane has always been in the background about those things that Beth is doing, but he's always been there to help.
I believe that Topeka Performing Arts Center would not exist today if it wasn't for Beth Fager. And certainly the Great Overland Station would not exist today if it wasn't for Beth Fager and her vision. I actually saw that station before any of the work was done, and it was a complete ruin. And for her to be able to have the vision of what it could become was just amazing. And today, it's an anchor for North Topeka.
It takes somebody to start that drive, and doing capital campaigns are very challenging and very difficult. And so you need that person that will drive and get it and be persistent with it, and that's what Beth has done and has done through today.
And right now, I think what is going on the riverfront is maybe the most important economic development possibility for Topeka in a long, long time. That riverfront project that Beth's involved in, you put that whole thing together, you change Topeka. You change it and you give downtown a viable park. You give it a reason to be there. They go out and live life. And in living life, hey, let's help this happen. Let's help that happen. They're the best people in the world to know to call and say, hey, we got a problem down here. And that help always comes.
I believe that they genuinely think that they want this place to be a great community for their children and their grandchildren, of which there are plenty. And if they improve this community for their children and grandchildren, they're improving it for everyone else too.
I just think that there are people who live life all the time. They're not interested in taking 15 minutes off. They're both that way. They love jazz music. They love travel. They love lots of things together. Pretty neat. And their family is very important to them. They make all kinds of trips for these grandchildren.
They work together very well as a team. When you have that support of your partner, it helps you be able to go to work and continue doing it because you know you've got, some value there, and then you come home and you can share and talk about it.
Well, the most important thing is they really are a team. They're more than two. 1 + 1 is not 2. 1 + 1 is more like 3 or 4 people.
They're now in a position in life where they can sort of sit back and enjoy some of the rewards they're getting, and still at the same time they're both working their heads off, trying to continue to make the bank better and to make Topeka a better place to live.